King Charles Chuckles, as he's given new nickname by schoolchildren, who designed new garden at Chelsea Flower Show. His Majesty, an avid gardener and patron of the Royal Horticultural Society, soaked up the sun as he greeted growers and designers. Queen Camilla, also a keen horticulturist, appeared just as pleased to be in West London as she looked resplendent in a blue dress. The Duke and Duchess of Gloucester accompanied the King and Queen on Monday evening's tour of the 111th Chelsea Flower Show. Welcome to Royal Pancakes. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe and click the notifications bell, so you don't miss any news about the British monarchy. Schoolkids gave the King a badge in honor of his environmental work emblazoned with his new nickname, while Camilla got a Queen of the Bees version. During their visit, the royals were shown the No Adults Allowed garden, the first in the history of the show to be designed by kids. The patch, which features woodland, meadows and wetland, aims to inspire youngsters to get into eco-gardening whilst having fun. The King then spoke with TV gardening supremo Alan Titchmarsh, who once described Charles as the best royal gardener in history. The royals also visited the Moroto no Ie Japanese garden, and the tropical Adelshaw Goddard Junglet garden. Both the King and Queen have spoken of their joint love of gardening at Highgrove House, with Camilla viewing it as a form of therapy. While on a visit to a care home in Bath in February, Her Majesty said of her beloved pastime, "It gets everybody outside. I find it the most relaxing thing in the world. You come in and everything starts stiffening up. It's worth it." She noted how tending to the 18-year-old vegetable patch at the King's private Gloucestershire home is a wonderful way to pass the time. The world-famous 15-acre garden at Highgrove has been heavily documented and attracts 40,000 visitors a year. The King, and later Camilla, have spent 35 years developing it into one of the most inspiring gardens in Britain. His Majesty once said his green-fingered efforts were one very small attempt to heal the appalling short-sighted damage done to the soil, the landscape and our own souls. In 2013, Charles, then Prince of Wales, launched the Coronation Meadows project to create 60 meadows, in honour of the 60th year of the late Queen's accession to the throne. The project now boasts 100 fields across Britain. Queen Elizabeth II was patron of the RHS for 70 years, and visited the Chelsea Flower Show nearly every year of her reign. Keith Weed CB, president of the RHS, said, "As an advocate for the planet and champion for environmental issues, we are thrilled and honoured that His Majesty the King is our royal patron. We look forward to furthering our work to reach more people of all ages, backgrounds and gardening abilities with the joy of growing plants and gardening to create wonderful gardens, combat the effects of climate change and build a better future for generations to come." Claire Mattison CBE, RHS Director General, said, "It means the world to the RHS and our wider horticultural family of growers, nurseries, gardeners, designers and plantspeople that Their Majesties the King and Queen, accompanied by the Duke and Duchess of Gloucester, are visiting RHS Chelsea again this year. We are all hugely looking forward to welcoming them to the world-famous event to enjoy the spectacular displays that everyone has worked tirelessly to create. To meet the many wonderful charities involved with the event, and hopefully, as us gardeners love to do, sharing some top gardening tips and getting lots of inspiration along the way." The monarch, 75, shook hands with around 60 well-wishers after leading a scaled-down royal family to the Easter service at Windsor Castle for Easter Sunday. He had a grin ear to ear as he waved to fans who were happy to have got a glimpse of the cancer-stricken royal. When one well-wisher shook his hand and said, "Get well soon, Your Majesty," the King immediately replied, "I'm doing my best." But it was when another fan told Charles that he was in their thoughts that crowds got a glimpse of a cheeky side of him, and an insight into his and Camilla's relationship. When one well-wisher called out, "Happy Easter, Your Majesty, never give in, keep going strong," Charles glanced at Camilla by his side and joked, "I just obey my instructions."